Hello guys, welcome to Data with Pass YouTube channel. On this channel, we are going to talk about everything data and analytics, and then we are going to work on real world projects that will help you in your project data portfolio. So in this video, we are going to talk about this particular dashboard, how we are going to design this dashboard from scratch, and then I will explain to you why we are choosing some of the analytics, and then how we can do this diversity and then inclusion. So assuming you're a data analyst, okay, so let's look at the business problem. Assuming you're a data analyst and then you've gotten an email from your boss that you should do this. So now let's read together the business problem. The HR department wants to improve employee retention and productivity by understanding the factors influencing employee leave balances and salary distributions across different job titles, educational levels, and age groups. Currently, there is limited insight into how employee demographics and qualifications relate to the utilization and compensation, which may lead to inefficiencies in the workforce management and budget allocation. Now, this is your task descriptive analysis. This is it: correlation, group, trend, predictive insights, and many more. So, but then we are going to look at some of this, and then probably you can try after you've gone through this video the other things, and you can also put the link in the comment section, and then I'll look at it. So, we are going to go through this. I'm going to take you through how we can get this design. So now let's get started. So we are going to start on this particular sheet. Let me take you through in case you don't know how. I've already imported the Excel sheets and I've already done the business calculations. I'll do in another video how you can use DAX to perform some calculations in Power BI so that you can build a very dynamic dashboard using these task calculations. So over here, I've done all these calculations which you are going to use for our analysis. And then this is the model view. Yes, so in the data we have just the HR data, but for you to be able to perform a very good time series analysis, it is always advisable to create a separate date table, which will make the analysis very good. So this is the date table that I created, and then um, this is it. So this is the DAS formula that I used to create the table. Now let's get into the main work. Okay, so now let's change the colors here. If you want to change the colors, I think I've already done that, but then if you come to view and then you come here, the theme that we are going to use. Okay, so these are the colors that I'm going to use. Let me cancel this. I'm going to add the theme, the color codes for the theme. The theme colors in the video description so that you can see it. Okay, so now the text is, the font is Vedana. Vadana, yeah, and then these are the other stuff. So now let's start creating this dashboard. So now let's go back to our main thing. So we are going to start with this, okay, this particular one. Okay, so now I will come here and then I'll come to insert. I'll come to text box. Okay, so I write data. You can change it to your data with pass. Okay, HR analytics text dashboard. Okay, and then I will change this font to 20. You can use any font that will be okay. Then I would bold in this. Okay. And then I'm going to change the color. I'm going to use this color. And then I can let me go and see what I did here. I mean the main reference work. Okay. So this whole thing is supposed to be this, and then make this 20, and then we come here, we also make it 20, and then we change the color to with this. Okay, so we change it to this color code, come to more colors, ff 0067. Okay, so that is the color code we are going to use. Come on. So HR analytics dashboard. Size to 20, and then FS6. So this is it. Um, let's reduce the font to 18. Let's see if there's something here. Okay. Good. So we are done with this particular one. And then we come to shapes, and then over here we bring our shape here. Let's reduce it a bit. And then let's reduce it a bit. And now let's come here and grab our text box. Okay, text box, and write key business indicators. Key business indicators. So this one, we make the color white, and then we make the font 14. And let me bring it here. Now let me grab this. Now you are going to format this thing. So when you come to your format, come to properties, text and style, remove the background. You don't want the background. Okay, and then you get this thing over here. So we've gotten this also done. Okay, now let's go back and see our dashboard here. So over here, we are going to start with these ones. Okay, these cards. Okay, and then in the as part of the description, I'm going to add a link where you have access to all the icons as well. So now I'm going to use this card view. I grab it, so I bring it here. So the first one was, let me check, total staff. So let's come here, let's grab our total staff, add it here, and then we have to do some editing. So I'm going to turn off the background, and then I come here, I come to call out values. Let me change the color to the same color code that we used, FF006F. Okay, and then the label, I turn it off. Um, so the label, I turn it off. Or let me turn on the label, and then instead of adding, let me turn off the label, and I come to properties. I turn off this one. So I'm coming. Let's go back. I turn on the label, and I change the color to this. I broaden it, and I come here. So right total stuff. Yeah. Let me come to properties. Um, I mean visual style and size and style. Come to cards, and then I turn on the accent bar. So the accent bar, I'm going to place it at the right. Change the color to this. Okay, and then increase the width to 4, which is okay. Which is okay. Okay. So now I grab this one again, and then let me now go to insert and insert my icons. So I come to insert, and then I come to image total stuff. This is it. I resize this. So this will be the total stuff. But then let me reduce this one to 25. Okay. So when I reduce it to 25, let me reduce this one. Okay. So we've gotten, let me resize this. And let me bring this back a bit. So we've gotten our first card. We've gotten our first card over here. So I come to shape, I grab this rounded corners, let me make it 5. Then I turn on the border color to this one. And then we are done with this one. So I will now copy and paste. So you can use Alt, and then you click, press on Alt, or you can do copy, Control C, Control V the normal way. You can get this one. Okay. So the next one, let's go back to mail staff. So I'm going to do it for the others. Okay. So I'm not going to talk. I'm just going to do it. So mail staff. And I come in and set the shape for mail. I resize this. So I want to position this. They should align horizontally. Okay. They should align um, in the middle. Okay, that is fine. And then the last one, the last one is the average salary. Okay. So for the average salary, if yours is appearing two decimal places, you can um, change it here. The decimal places here, and then you change it to zero. So now let me go and then set the values here, the icons. So this is it. So now we are done with the first set of visuals. Okay, let me select everything and then move it here, because over here we are going to use it for something else. And now let me select everything again and then come to format and then click on align and then go to distribute horizontally. You see the issue here. So now let me select just the cards and click on format and come to distribute horizontally. Okay, so you can see that the spaces are the same. Now let's go to the main thing and check our next set of visualization. The number of staff by qualification, the average salary by title. So over here, let me come here, insert, and then I'll come to the visuals, clustered column. Okay, so I'm using a clustered column because for this visual, um, so that our stakeholders can see it at a glance, and then also the number of items in this particular column is just small. Okay, so it would be best to use clustered columns so that they can actually see the whole thing. So I'll grab the total stuff, and then I'll come here to my data, and then I'll grab the education qualification. You get it? And then I'll now come and do the editing over here. I'll now come and do the editing over here. So the title, I'm just going to delete it. And then before this one, let me come and then insert a shape here. Let me insert a rectangle. Let me insert a rectangle. Let's work on changing the color so that we can get a very good thing. So you come to here, and then you come to shape style, fill, and then you change the fill to um, you change it to white. Okay, you change it to white. Our border is there, our border color, and then we come to rounded corners, we make it 5. Okay, so we get this. Now let me grab this and paste it here. Let me resize this. Okay, so the reason why I'm doing this is I want to add a text on top so that it will be nice. So now let me turn off the title for the x-axis, and let me turn off the title for the y-axis, and also the values for the y-axis. The title and the values for the y-axis as well. And then let me come and turn on the labels. Okay, and let me change the value color to this particular color. And then let me do this by education qualification. Okay, and then over here I come to insert, and then I click on I grab the text box. So number of staff by qualification. Number of staff by qualification. So I select the whole thing, I change it to 12, and then this one, let me bolding the whole thing again. But the first part, I change the color to this one, and then the second part, I change the color to this one. I resize this thing, and then come and place it here. You can see it. You can see it. So now I want it to be well aligned. So let me grab this thing, bring it here so that they will be well aligned. Okay. So we are done with this part. Now let me copy our rectangle, bring it here, And let me extend this one. Okay. And copy this visual, copy and paste it. And let me bring it here. Before then, there is one more thing. I want us to turn the background off for this particular visual. Let me turn it off. Come in. You come to size and style, and then I turn off the background for this one as well. Let me turn off the background. So over here, what we are going to do is we are going to take off the educational qualification, and then we want to look at the number of employees by job title. You get it? The number of employees by job title. Let me also format it by job title, and then you can see what was. Let's check what the visual is. Average salary by job title. So we are going to do average salaries by job title instead. So let's click on this. We come here, job title. You come and select average salary. The average salary. So we can see the average salary by job title, and we can see the 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 job title that is being paid more over here. We can see it clearly. Okay. So now let me copy this and paste it. Let me copy and paste this particular one. Bring it here. So over here it is average salary by job title. Okay, very good. So let me increase this one a bit so that can have a very good. Okay. So now we go back to our main work. We are left with number of staff by age group and then the tenure or length of stay. You get it? Okay. This one, let's resize it by job title. Okay. So I come here, I copy and paste the rectangle. Over here. I copy this, paste it here. So we are going to look at the age. So now let me go back and show you how I created the age bin. When you come to the data, you see the age column. You come and then you click on new group. When you click on new group, you do age bins. Okay. And then the bin size, you define it by what you want your bin size to be. That is the year interval. And then I chose 5. So once you do that and you click OK, you will see your age groups here. So now I'm going to deselect the education and then I'll select the age group. And then now I'm able to see within the age group the number of people that I have in this particular company. You can see that most of the employees are within what 18. I mean, 85 of our employees are within 30 years. You get it, between 30 and 34, and then over here 32 of them are between the ages of 35 and then 39. So now I come here the same vein. I copy and paste it. This is a very beginner friendly dashboard, and then it will help you with your Power BI, how you approach dashboard. And then the reason why you should build simple and then straightforward dashboard is so that stakeholders can understand what you are trying to communicate. You get it at a glance, they should be able to know what you want to do or what your data is trying to tell them, the information that your data is trying to communicate. So the number of staff by age groups. Okay, so we are done with this one. So you copy and paste and then you come here. Okay, so over here, let me bring my title. So average channel, yes, by job title. Now let me come to my visuals and select the matrix. Let me drag it here. Let me drag the matrix here. And then within the matrix, I'll go and grab the job title. I'll go and grab, I want to also add education qualification as well, but that one will be under the rows. And then I'll come to the average tenure. So come here. Okay, so now let's edit this one. Let me turn off the background. And then the values, I make it bold. Okay, I make the value bold. And then I come to the column headers. The column headers, I change the color to this one and make it bold. Let me check. Let me change the color to, it doesn't really matter, but then let me change the color to this one. And then I make it this. Okay. And then that will be it for this particular one. So there's the average channel. So once I click on this, I'm able to see. So under this particular job title, we have degree holders, masters, and then high school diploma. So we can see from here that the high school diploma, in less than a year they go, or in less than 6 months they move on. Okay, so this will help them make informed decision. And overall, the people in this particular role, they spend 2.5 years in the company, which is very good. So now we come to the overview. We rename our page and then we make it overview. So we are going to move on to the next thing, which is by creating the um, the filters pane. So that one, That one, I'm going to grab the shape, rounded. Um, I bring it here. Let me reduce the shape style, the rounded. Let me make it 5. Now, let me make it 10 and see. I think, is it okay? Let me make it 5. Okay, I think it's fine. And then I come here, grab my title, write filters, filters pin. Okay, I select everything, I bolding it, and then I make it white. Now I come and then I change, let me change the font color, the font size to 12, to 14. And then I come to search, come to the format, I turn off the background. Okay, and then we come here, we have the filter spin. Okay, so now we are going to add our filter. So come to our button slicer, and then over here, our first one is the gender. Okay, um, we want, now let me use this one, just the slicer. And then let's come to the slicer properties, the visual slicer text settings. We want a drop down. We want a drop down. Okay, and now let me work on the colors. So the font color will be white. We want the background, um, the font color will be white. The background color this. Now, so let's undo this one. So let's scroll down and come to this background. We change the color to um, white. Pink, right? And then we come here, try and change this color to. No, let's turn up this one. Let's come to shape and style. The background here, we change it over here. And then we come to the font, the title, the gender, we change it to white. So we've gotten this one. Now let's copy and paste this slicer here. Before then, let's try and then add some rounded corners to this particular one. So to do that, we will turn on our visual border. We make this as well, and then our rounded corners will be 5. You can click outside and see our rounded corners. So let's do same for this place. Visual border on. Uh, Rounded corners to be 5. Okay. And then over here, we change this one to qualification. Change this one to qualification. And then we come and edit the title of the test. Make it qualification. So we are done. Now the next thing is our clear filter here. Okay, so now we are come to go to insert, and then we come to um, shapes. Then I would let's use button and come and create a blank button. Let's bring it here. Now this is not so nice. Let's use our shapes. We come here, or let me use this particular shape, which is okay. A pale shape. Oh, I thought let's come to shapes rectangle. Let me let me just I'm sorry about this. Let me come to button and then use the blank button. And then um, I'll make it clear filters. I'll make it white and increase the font size to 12 and bolding it. And then I'll come to the fill. I change the color to this, and then the border to this one, and um, rounded corners, let me make it 10. No, let me use, sorry about this. Let me use shapes rather. Okay, and then let me fill this one, but that is the same thing. Let me turn on visual border. Visual border should be this. Let me make it 10. Okay, let me turn off this visual border. Okay, so I think this is fine. And now let me come here and turn on the text and write clear filters. Let me bolden it and increase it to 14. So now for this to work, we need to do something which I'm going to show in this particular video. So now we come here, we click outside, you maintain this particular shape, okay, this particular screen. We click on bookmarks, as you can see. So this particular screen, let me delete this one. Okay, so I add this bookmark and I make it clear filters. Clear filters. And then over here, I untake this. I select, click on selected visuals, and then you do this. Okay. Okay, so you select data and then selected. Um, so that one. So let's try and see if I select, let's say this filter, and I press this and this. Is it working? It's not working. So now let's come here. Let's come to our bookmarks and take display. Okay. 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 So now let's do the action. When you collapse everything, you see this action. Now let's turn it on. So type of action is what? Clear all slices. Mhm. So now if I click on it, Control plus click, it's going to clear everything. So if I select gender female, Control plus click is going to clear everything. So if you've enjoyed this video, kindly click on the subscribe button. I'm going to do a part 2 of this particular video, of this particular project, where we are going to look at the diversity and inclusion parts. Okay, and then we look at this navigation button over there, and then we are also going to look at the tooltip. Thank you for joining, and let me know your comment section in the comment section your feedback and what you want me to do next. Thank you. Hello and welcome to the Data with Past YouTube channel. So we are going to continue with the part 2 of this particular video. In the first video, we looked at how we were able to design this particular dashboard which you are seeing on the screen now. Now, in the second part, we are going to look at how we can design and interpret the diversity dashboard as we see here, and how we can do our tooltip design as well. So the diversity and inclusion dashboard, which we are going to talk about this, average salary by gender, qualification, distribution, and all these interpretation that we see here. Sorry. And then this particular one too, we are going to look at it as well. So let's keep going. So now we come here, we duplicate this particular dashboard and we name it diversity, diversity, diversity. And okay, so we are going to take away this thing. I'm going to take away this whole thing. Okay, and let me resize this. Let's go to our main thing and see how we did it here. I'm going to resize this. Okay. And then we come here. Okay, so the first one is coming back to this average salary by gender. Okay, so we come here, average salary by gender. Okay, so let's come here, let's change the visual to do not charts, and then you come and grab this particular one. The advice I'll give you is whenever you are doing a donut chart, it's advised that you limit your visualization to maximum 3 categories. You don't need to have a lot of categories, example like this. It's not nice. The people can read what you are trying to communicate. So it's better to leave it to maximum 3, okay, so that it will be readable and then it will be understood properly. Let's turn up the legend. And then let's come to slices. The female, we use this color. The male, we use this color. And then let's come to details. So we want all details. Okay, so that is the first thing. So over here, let me reduce this to say 9 to 10. And then, okay, let me turn off the background so that I can send this a bit higher up. And now I copy and paste this. So let's do the interpretation. So the interpretation here was the average salary paid across shows that females in the company earns 2K on average over the males. So that is the interpretation that we had. Okay, so we write the the average salary. So let's rephrase it. You can interpret it in your own terms. The average salary paid, or we can say the average salary for females in the company is is or we can say the salaries of females in the company is over 2K on average, higher than the males. So we are just trying to interpret this particular one. So we change this color. And then there should be a reason why this is happening. You get it? There should be a reason why this is happening in the company. So you can find out and you let me know in the comment section. Okay. And then let's resize this one as well. So over here, what was the discussion here? Over here too, it was qualification by gender distribution. Qualification by gender. So come here. Qualification distribution by gender. And now let me change the font size to 10. Font size to 10. Yeah. Let me copy this and paste it here. So we come and work on the interpretation very soon. Let me resize this one. So now let me grab the educational qualification, and then let me grab gender, and let's change the visuals to clustered columns. Okay, now let me come to my columns and pick female. Female color will be this, and then the male color will be that. Okay, so we can see this one. Let's turn off the legend. Now the legend should be there. Yeah, the legend should be there to interpret the color codes. So what do we see here? Let's see what the other one was. So the other one is the percentage of women in the company with higher degrees is relatively lower compared to that of males in the company. This could this could mean most women are hired for lower roles. I don't know. That is what the data is saying. Okay, so let's come to our visual. Let's see. Let's start verification qualification. Uh, fine. Okay. Um, Education qualification. Now, coming. Let's use percentage of women over here. Percentage of men and women. We want to see the percentage of the men and women in each particular with, I mean, holding, what do we call, the degrees in the various degrees that we are seeing over here. So over here, let's check the columns. The columns come to percentage of men should be this color, and percentage of men this color, percentage of women this color. And then the legend title is gender. Okay. So as we saw, or as we can see, that the percentage of women of females, percentage of women of females, percentage of women with higher degrees is relatively lower compared with the males in the company. And we are saying that this could mean most women are high for lower roles. That is what we are saying. You get it? Yeah, that is what we are saying. It could be, yeah. Oh, what was here? Okay, anyway, I think I don't know why this happened, but this one was. Let's do this again. The average or the salaries of women or the salaries of females in the company is over 2K on average higher than the males in the company. I don't know why that thing happened. I don't know. Okay. Now let's come to this particular one. Let's see what the other one is saying. Job breakdown by gender across. Okay, so now it means that we need to just put this away. Let's select everything. Put this away. Stretch this one. Okay. So let's see. Job title breakdown by gender percentage. Okay, so now we select this, and then we select job title. We come to our columns, we select this for women. Okay, okay, so this is okay. So this is it. Now let's see the interpretation that is over here. So the percentage of most women for the roles across the company is greatly distributed. This could contribute to the reason why the average salary is high. Okay. So over here, let's refine that to say, now let me turn off the background. So we say that the percentage of women is greatly distributed across the job title compared uh, greatly distributed across for most roles compared to the males. This could contribute to the reason for the female salaries being high on average than the males. So meaning that the females are doing well. And probably more so, probably the few females in the higher roles are paid very well compared to the males. That could also be another reason. Okay, so we are done. See, it's very simple. Now let's come to the next thing is our tooltip. You come to the page information, you select tooltip. I'll now increase this visual. The tooltip is very simple. I'll select this one, a donut chart. I'll just add my gender and then the total stuff. And I'll turn off the background. I'll the title I will just make it gender. Let me make it gender breakdown. Okay. Let me make the color this one. Golden. Let me turn off my legend. My data labels, let me make it detail. All the slices. Female is this, male is that. We are done with the detail. It's very easy. So now I come here. Let me rename it to tooltip. So I come here. Let me resize this one. I click on this, come to properties, tooltips. I click on tooltip. I'm able to see it. I select this one. I click on tooltips. I'm able to see it. Once I hover it, I select this one. I click on tooltips. Once I hover on it, you get it. And then if you want tooltips here too, so once you hover on it, you're able to see over here. You click tooltips on. You select tooltips. Once you hover on it, you can do drill down. You're able to see the tooltips once you hover on this one. Okay. So basically, we are done. Left with one last thing, which is the page navigation. It's so simple. You come to insert, you come to buttons, and then you click on what? Page navigator. That is it. Basically, that is it. Let's resize this one. And then the shape. Let's make the rounded corners 5. The style. Let's make it, that's this color I used. It. Oh no, not the font color, not the font color. The font color should be white. And let me broaden it. The fill color rather should be the fill color for default for this one should be this. So not the font. The fill color for this one should be this. Yeah. And then I come here. When I hover, let me check on this one. What was the hover color that was used? Okay, so the hover color is this. Okay, so I think I am just kind of let me change this one. Okay, so the hover color I've forgotten. Sorry. The hover color should be this one. So the hover color, not the font. The fill should be this one. Okay. So I need to change the fill color for the default for this one. I need to change it to this color. Yeah, I need to change it to this particular color. Yeah. And then I come to the selected. So now the selected, the fill color should be this one. Okay, very good. And then the hover color. That is it. Let me resize this one. It's very simple. Okay, it brings me here. So now let me copy, come and paste it here. So you can see over here, you can see. So once you click on control and then this one, it changes here. But I need to work over here, the hover color for this one. So that is it. So basically we are done for this particular project. So let me know your feedback in the comment section. Were you able to follow throughout the project? And then if you need any help, you can let me know in the comment section. Thank you. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel as I bring you more tutorials on Power BI, SQL, machine learning, and other aspects of data and analytics. We'll be doing some projects on Tableau as time goes on, as well as in Excel too. So subscribe, share, and like the video. Thank you.